Justin, you're new to the Giants family this year, and you had a choice of I don't know how many different places you could have gone, and really, you know, by faith, you chose the Giants, not knowing where that would take you in terms of the minor leagues or the big leagues, and clearly God's provided, and you've earned your way to be here all year in the big leagues. How's it feel to be a Giant?
Feels great. This is the best place to play in the world. The Giants are my 5th team, and you know, I signed a split contract in November, and my agent was actually in negotiations with you guys, with the Giants, when you guys were playing in the postseason. So to me, that stuck out the most, because usually, you know, when teams are playing in the postseason, they're focused on that moment. But Bobby was trying to get me in a Giants uniform back in November, so I just felt honored, and I couldn't say no.
So Justin, tell us how God's influenced your career and your life as a father and husband, and what God's doing in your life now.
Yeah, well, I want to share a little story. If you guys see me on TV, I wear this bracelet every day when I play, and it's for my wife's cousin. She was a 17-year-old girl, and on February 11th this year, she was on her way to school, and she got in a car accident by herself, and you know, I'll never forget that moment. I was in Arizona. The Giants brought me out early to get ready, and my wife got a phone call and said that her name's Claire Knight. She got in an accident, and you know, it's really devastated our family this year, and it just gave us such life-changing perspective on everything. You know, we had to fly back home, obviously, for the services, but to look her parents in the eyes and, you know, see their devastation and, you know, see what they're going through. You know, it just makes you want to let every person that you ever loved and that you know to, you know, find the Lord, because, you know, her father actually came back out here in June. You know, came to a game. We got to spend a little time together, but just to watch him grow in the Lord, and just to see the extreme faith that he has, knowing that he's going to see his little girl again when they meet together in heaven, you know, it's just so powerful. And for me as a father, you know, I want my kids to know the Lord, so, you know, one day we'll all be together again. So, you know, I love playing baseball, and, you know, that's all secondary, but just to know that, you know, my faith in Jesus Christ is going to one day lead me to heaven, to be with all my loved ones and be with all of you, you know, one day again. That's all that matters to me.
Thanks, Justin. So as you've participated in a season of baseball with these guys, you know, who's been a real encouragement to you on this club?
Number one would have to be Hunter Pence. You know, I came into spring training as another outfielder, and, you know, I've been in other situations where if you're competing outfielder with another guy, that guy's usually not going to talk to you. But Hunter, he brought me under his wing right away, and he said, "You're going to help us win a World Series this year." And he's been driving that thought home in my mind. You know, that's the one thing that I always wanted to play for, and he's just been a #1 encourager. And you guys might not know this as well, but Hunter believes in God. You know, he's a Jesus follower as well, and he's been very encouraging to me this year.
All right, amen. Thanks, Justin.